Coming up on the Paper Talk today, Manchester United are being linked with another attacker, not just Matheus Cunha, but another one. So we'll be getting into all that stuff as well. Also, what is going to happen with Matheus Ligt? How serious is his injury? Let's find out. Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and it's actually a bit cold. It's a bit nippy despite the fact it's sunny, so you might need your parkers. Loads of stories to get through, so we'll crack on. Before we do though, make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. We want to get to 800,000 subscribers on this channel. We're almost there. With your support, yes you, we can get there, so please give us a subscribe. A lot of the stories this morning focusing on another Premier League defeat for Manchester United, this time at Brentford. 4-3, the Reds went down. It was a bit of a makeshift Manchester United side, if we're going to be kind to the Reds, but still very deflating. The amount of defeats we've had this season, what's that leave us in 15th? At least we showed a little bit of fighting spirit, getting back in the game after going, was it 4-1 down at one point, but not a good result by any stretch of the imagination. And this league campaign has been an unmitigated disaster. There's no point in sugarcoating it. There's no point in trying to put a positive spin on it. I'm not going to try and put one on it because why would I? It's just been horrendous, and we can only hope that we succeed in the Europa League, get Champions League football for that, and put this league campaign this season behind us, and hopefully move on for next season. Wasn't without its issues though yesterday. Not just the fact that we lost 4-3 to Brentford, which is obviously a bad result, but we also had an injury to Matheus Ligt. He went off injured in the first half, which is, in a way, it's probably more devastating than the actual result. I think there's an air of irrelevance, to the league. It always matters in the league to a certain degree, but whether we finish 15th or 14th, it's not the end of the world. But an injury to Matheus Ligt, it's not the end of the world, but it is quite devastating because he's such an important player for Manchester United, such a good player for Manchester United as well. And yeah, again, he's got an injury problem, which is a massive concern, and that's what Ruben Amorim said. He said he's concerned. He said he's not bothered about Thursday, or he's not concerned about Thursday. Obviously, the return leg against Athletic Club. He's more looking ahead to next season. So we'll have to find out the details of just how serious that injury to Matheus Ligt is. Hopefully, it won't be too serious. Hopefully, we can get him back at least for the beginning of next season. I presume we can. I don't know. We'll have more information as it comes in. But I'd be very surprised if we saw him on Thursday. With a bit of luck, he could be available for the final. That would be an ideal scenario, wouldn't it? You'd want him back for a game of that magnitude, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And with the manager looking towards next season, you just don't know these things. As always, though, we will keep you posted when we do get updates. In terms of transfer news, there's a few transfer stories doing the rounds. There was one yesterday in the Telegraph, I think it was Mike McGrath. This came out yesterday afternoon, I think it was, about Bryan Mbeumo, who obviously is a fantastic player for Brentford, scored a load of goals, been a right handful. I think he's 25 years old. He's been linked with a move from Manchester United. In the Telegraph, they're saying that United could be in for him for around 60 million quid. Now, you'd be surprised at that, or I was surprised at that when I saw it, because you think Matheus Cunha is going to cost around £62 million. More on that in a minute. Also, we're looking at Liam Delap. That's around 30 million quid. How much money do Manchester United have to spend? Do we have the money to bring in Cunha, bring in Mbeumo, and also go for someone like Liam Delap? You think a striker is essential. You really would. You think we'd have to bring in a striker, regardless of whether you rate Rasmus Højlund or not. We need another option. We need more than just Rasmus Højlund as your out-and-out striker, because we know that obviously Joshua Zirkzee isn't a striker as such. As a 9.5. Marcus Rashford doesn't look like he's got a future at Manchester United. Chido Obi, who obviously made his first Premier League start yesterday, I think he's the youngest Manchester United player to do so, isn't ready yet. So we need another striker. Liam Delap looks like he could be the one that's coming in. Then do we have enough money if we bring in Cunha and Delap to go for someone like Bryan Mbeumo? I'd love to see him at the club. I think he's a fantastic footballer, scores goals, creates goals, is a real handful, and you think he could fit in perhaps in one of those two number 10 roles, him and Cunha in the two number 10 roles. I think we'd all love to see that. But Manchester United have to be realistic with our finances. We know we are a bit skint. We know that we are struggling when it comes to how much money we've got to spend this summer. We keep being told that United aren't going to go crazy this summer. It isn't going to be like ones we've seen in the past under Erik ten Hag, for example, where we saw was it 200 million plus spent in the summer. We've seen it in previous seasons, in certain seasons as well, in summers where we've gone out and we've gone big in the summer. Don't expect that to be the case this time round. So if that isn't the case, how can United afford to buy Bryan Mbeumo and Cunha and potentially Delap, and maybe even go for another wing back as well. It doesn't feel like that's completely realistic, but Mike McGrath in the Telegraph is saying that Mbeumo is a player we're looking at. Well, we'll keep you posted on that one to keep an eye on. It'd be fantastic if we got him. Just on the Matheus Cunha front as well, I think his dad liked to post or liked to comment on social media saying welcome to United, so that sent everyone into a bit of a frenzy there, because people are saying, oh, that's indicating that he is heading to Old Trafford. With the Matheus Cunha links now, I think we're at the stage where it's probably more likely he's going to come than unlikely. I think if he didn't come, that would be the shocking news. That would be the surprise, because all the journalists, everyone we've spoken to, all the leading papers are saying, look, Cunha to United looks like it's more or less a done deal. It's not a done deal as in we've had a here we go, or he signed on the dotted line or anything like that, but it feels like everyone's in agreement. United are willing and are able to pay the 62.5 million get-out clause. The player is willing to come to Manchester United. The manager wants him. The club want him. It's all done. Other than that, it's over the line in terms of the sort of the hypotheticals. It's all done. So I would be very surprised if we didn't see Matheus Cunha. That's maybe why his dad is liking social media posts saying, yeah, welcome to United. He probably feels comfortable in doing that because it feels like a bit of a done deal. You can never look too much into social media posts, and certainly not likes. You don't know. He might have just clicked on it as, not even know what he's doing properly. But it does, every time we hear him say it's Cunha's story, it feels like we're in the stage of it's more a case of when, not if, he is going to arrive at Old Trafford, and we need him. He's another one who causes problems for the opposition, creates goals, scores goals. We've seen what he's done here for Wolves against Manchester United at Old Trafford. I'd love to see him do it for Manchester United, and you think if you can get him into one of those number 10 roles. Ahmad back in the side as well, scoring, of course, yesterday, albeit it was a bit of a mistake by the goalkeeper, wasn't it? But it's still a goal for Amad Diallo. He's come back in, started scoring again straight away, which is what we've needed. And I think Manchester United can look a little bit stronger. Well, I think it'll look a lot stronger if you've got those two in the two number 10 roles. Good to see Alejandro Garnacho getting a goal yesterday as well. He's had a bit of stick. I think he got a goal and assist yesterday. I'd say it was a perfect performance for him. But if he can start getting more goals and assists, maybe there's a bit more of a future in his United career than some people suspected. A lot of people claiming or believing that he'll go in the summer because we can get a few quid for him, because Napoli have been in for him in the past. Maybe that is an option for Ruben Amorim, but I don't know. Ruben Amorim plays him a lot, seems to rate him. Maybe you'd like to keep him around, and maybe he could be an option as a rotation option if he'll be happy with that, if we do bring in Matheus Cunha, and who knows, maybe even Bryan Mbeumo as well. Another story I saw doing the rounds, and a couple of websites are running this, with about Luís Campos coming to Manchester United from PSG. He's a sporting director, but I think Fabrizio Romano spoken about this on his YouTube channel, and he just basically poured cold water on it. He said as far as he knows, there's been no negotiations or no discussions between Campos and Manchester United. So I don't think anything's happening on that front. It was being reported, one or two websites. Another one, I know I keep saying it, but this is where we're at this stage in the summer, or the season I should say, just to keep your eye on it, see if anything happens, and who knows, maybe, but at the minute it's not looking like it is likely, because Fabrizio Romano seems to have his finger on the pulse when it comes to all the transfer stories, all the footballing stories. He's saying it isn't one. One final one as well. Ederson from Atalanta. Another story, I think this is one in the evening news, a bit more of an opinion piece on Ederson. We keep seeing these stories, we keep seeing these rumours that maybe Manchester United are in for him as well. But it's that whole thing about the finances. Atalanta do not sell players on the cheap. We know that from when we brought Ahmad. We know that from when we brought Rasmus Højlund. Obviously, John Murtaugh's gone there. He's not going to do us any favours, is he? We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. In an ideal world, you'd bring him in. Very good player. I think he's valued at around 50 million quid. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. It just doesn't seem likely with some of the other signings we're being linked with. Get involved in the chat in the comments and let us know what you think. We're going to be back later on today with the Paddock podcast. Don't forget as well, you can check out all the reaction from yesterday's game. You've got the review from me and Scotty. You've got Andy Tate. You've got Stephen Howson as well. I've been Jay. This has been the Paper Talk. Thanks for watching.